Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Gorgeous Effect. Today we are tackling the question, are courses dead? I had this come up in my Voxer just the other day. I know, Cathy, you have been seeing it out on the interwebs, and the chatter that we've heard, I think, has been a little bit prompted by seeing some bigger names in the space shut down big courses that have been around forever, specifically courses on courses, and it has caused people to question, are courses dead? And you also probably see it on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. People say courses are dead because of AI. So we're gonna tackle that topic today.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about so many times, are blank dead? Are blank dead? Are these dead? Or like everyone wants to know what's dead. And I think that, like we've said before, that there's no such thing as anything being dead. There's always people crushing it with stuff. So just to say, to squash the idea of like anything being dead, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's even old school stuff that's happening. I mean, Julie's starting, a business venture that comes, in ancient times. So I would say that no business is dead on the face of the planet. But specifically, are they dying? Are people buying less? I think is the question that we're kind of answering, right?
Yeah, I think two things are happening at the same time and people are getting confused. Number one, the economy is freaking out and people are not buying and prices are going up, and that's whether or not AI is in the picture or not. We're just in an unstable economic environment and people can't afford things, and that has happened. Simultaneously, AI is chomping at all the online skills, the knowledge skills. And so together they're creating this like feeling of, oh my gosh, it's all going to die. And I don't know, man. I feel like you got to hold two truths in tension at the same time. Because on the one hand, many generic courses are going to die. They've been dying.
Yeah.
And the big launches with the big general products based on a personal brand, like they've been dying for a while. Even if those influencers have been making money doing it, I think their profits have gotten smaller. I think that new people coming onto the scene with more specific products that target something specific, they tend to, eat away at the competition. So I think those big general courses have been dying a long time, AI or not.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I think the question I'm more asking myself is not like, are the big courses dead and the big launches dead? More, it's like, are courses dead, even the like really good specific ones? And I think the answer is no, they're not even remotely dead. Not at all. I don't know why people are saying that.
Yeah, I don't, to me, it's not our course is dead. It's our course is changing. Yes. And that's the answer is definitely yes. So like our courses the way they used to be sold, delivered, marketed. Is that changing? Absolutely yes. Priced? Yes. All of it is changing. And so I think people just, oh, that's it. Black and white thinking, they're dead. And it's like, no, they're just changing. And I don't think I don't know why is change such a bad thing? Like, why are people so freaked out about change? And it's like, did you really, expect to not pivot or change or do anything to your business and just keep selling the same course? I mean, I'm surprised that these big courses have lasted as long as they've
As long as
lasted.
they have. I
Like that,
agree.
it's crazy to me that people think you just autopilot and you just sell this one course for the rest of your life. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous, but I think it's a good question to ask, and I understand why people are asking it. And I think it's important to focus on, how the sentiment is changing and obviously we've talked about this tons of times about AI on the app and what this looks like and what's it going to look like in the future. And I do think that, because information is so readily available now, we have to pay attention to not going against that AI and going with AI. And that's like the biggest focus, I think, for us as a company also
Yeah.
now and moving forward.
I have a lot of people who've had some of their best months ever selling their course through webinars recently. And we're in the middle of rolling out a brand new course called Easiest Yes. And honestly, it's course creators when they're trying to give their knowledge, their experience, and they're trying to create a transformation for someone, it's it's really about how good you are at helping somebody else get the same result that you're getting. And we used to think of courses as like it's the transmission of knowledge. If I know how to sew a sweater really well, I'm going to teach you how to do it, and then you're going to be able to sew a sweater. The thing is, you're not going to be able to sew it as good as I can because you're going to need practice. And I think in course world 1.0, it was all just about the transformation, the transfer of knowledge.
Right.
But now with AI, we can create tools that actually don't just transfer the knowledge, but like integrate the knowledge into the other person so that they're getting better results. And a perfect example of this is, using GPTs and AI because
Yeah.
we built a GPT just for one module, and it's like amazing how fast you can integrate the information once you have a way to practice it. So I think I think for creators who teach things that are transformational, I think the future is bright.
I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
I do not take courses without putting them immediately into AI and using
Oh,
AI. Like, so I just bought a course that was 400 bucks, and honestly, it's overpriced and it's fine and whatever, but it's basically a massive PDF that's 300 pages, and that is the course. And like,
wow.
yes, I can ask questions to the person who created it, but like that is the least interactive thing. It's like so old school. And honestly, it's been interesting because I like threw it on my iPad and I've been like reading it like an ebook, and whatever. But I have so many freaking questions because it's a frigging PDF. And so you better believe before I even started reading it, I threw that entire thing into Claude and I was like, you tell me what this is about. And I keep asking it questions. I keep going, wait, does she ever talk about this? Or what does she mean by that? Or like, and it'll tell me like, oh, well, she says this, but she doesn't cover that or whatever. And so that I see the gaps. But there's zero chance I was reading a 300-page PDF without the help of AI, like, period.
Oh, wait a second. So I didn't even think of that because now if you have a course and you like have a tendency to ramble or you have a tendency to say, oh, I'm going to do that thing, and then you don't do that thing, now AI is going to be able to call you on it. Like students are going to I didn't even think
Yeah.
of that.
Well, it even catches like I'm like, well, didn't she say this? And it's like, yeah, but she kind of like contradicted herself in page whatever.
Oh,
It's like, but I do it with videos too. So now I've been grabbing transcripts of videos and I've
yep.
been
I did.
throwing
I've been
in.
doing that forever. I've been
Yeah,
doing that
so
forever.
like
Yeah.
so I want all the information to be interactive, and I take this as like, and we're already doing this with ours, and I'm like, man, she's missing out because all she has to do is create a GPT with this thing and it would blow up, but whatever. I'm not going to tell anyone how to how to run their business. But like I'm like, if you're not creating a GPT, I'm creating a GPT, like, period. And like a really good example also like of something that we've done, Ad Gorgeous, we threw everything into, we created a GPT to like give you the micro angles now.
Mhm.
We did this with Offer to Impact, which is a free course we have. That freaking GPT that I created from Offer to Impact, I've had like, I don't know,
I
50
know.
people go through it, and I have testimonials like crazy of how crazy that GPT is. And like the original course, like nobody, I mean, not that nobody really liked it, but it would just wasn't that popular. But as soon as I turned it into a GPT, people were like, this is game changing. This is the most amazing GPT ever.
That was such a good challenge that we built, offered
I
impact.
know, I
Good.
know. We need to redo it.
To
And you guys, if you want to
revive
get it,
that.
it's free right now. I mean, we should redo it, but it should not be free because it's so freaking good. Anyways, but that
But
GPT like
okay.
shows people how to create an offer. Like you're brainstorming an offer if you have no offer at all. So that's why it's so much more powerful because you're having like an assistant to like think with
Yeah,
you.
brainstorm with.
Yeah.
The question that we started this episode with was, our course is dead? I think we've answered effectively. The answer is yes and no, depending on the type of course you're talking about. However, one thing that works really well, what you're talking about with, GPTs and AI, if your course content is already organized and methodical and works, AI just amplifies it. And that is one of the most powerful things. Like AI is not going to make up for a sloppy course, and it'll try, But if your course is already organized and you already have good proprietary frameworks and you've already gotten results, those GPTs just amplify it so much more. So it is in your best interest to leverage AI tools for the core for your courses and really focus on transformation. Transformation is very important because nobody wants, the faster the transformation happens and the shorter the transformation happens, the better. And the more you can charge. People don't just want knowledge for knowledge's sake.
Yeah, so my takeaway is if you have a course and you still want it to sell, you need to add a GPT. And if you don't know how to do that, I just remembered this the other day. We mentioned it in our live
Yeah, we have
coaching
a
call.
second brain.
Yeah, so in Second Brain Workshop, if you guys haven't got it, just we can add like in the show notes a coupon code or something for it to make it $12 or whatever it is. I think it's $27, but it's worth $27 also. But either way, it has a whole separate training on how to create a GPT. So like if you don't know how to create a GPT, no more excuses. It's the least that you can do because if anyone's like me, they're going to create their own GPT anyway. So you might as well have like you want to control it because your GPT is going to be better than what they create because you can add in extra, like Julie does this all the time with our programs. You have to test it and start
Yeah.
playing with it and and fixing it because otherwise it'll hallucinate. So if people are making their own GPTs, it's going to hallucinate. They might not have the best results. So you need to control that situation where you create the GPT and then, it's the best it can possibly be.
I do want to mention something. It's along the topic of our course is dead. I think when you see a big player making a change and it spikes anxiety, like, oh, if they're killing that course, then courses must be dead, or if they're, stopping that podcast, then it must mean no one's listening to podcasts anymore. Or, you watch big players do
And you make
things
it mean something.
and you make it mean something. And sometimes they make it mean something too, right? Because think about it. If you've got 1 million followers and you're making a change, you're going to need a reason. And it's going to probably have a little bit of PR on it, right? Just because you have so many people and whether right, wrong, indifferent doesn't matter. Like that person is making a very big pivot. It's very public. They have a huge audience and there's got to be a reason. And honestly, most of the time, you will only know part of the reason because, there's the public reason and then there's the private reason. And nobody's entitled to know the private reasons. The difficulty for customers is you making it mean something about your trajectory. Like, oh crap, I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't launch a podcast, or I shouldn't do a course or whatever, because they're doing it. I guarantee you there's a lot going on underneath the surface that the context that you do not have. Don't make decisions like that. This is where my gene of ignoring things comes in so much handy because you'll bring stuff to me. You're like, did you know that? So, and I'm like, no, because I'm like not paying any attention, which has its downsides. But it does have its upsides because I very rarely get spooked by other people's big decisions.
But yeah, I mean, it even makes sense when people ask, like, if we do something and they're like, "Does this mean we need to do that?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Just because we did this doesn't mean that you have to, like, this is a totally different circumstance." But I agree. Even the two people we're thinking of, I am positive the outward reason is not the inward reason. And right, like it's like, and also there's also so much nuance to it. But like even the way that we make decisions, we're pretty honest about why we do things, I think. But it's not like you don't know everything and every nuance and exactly how it fits into our business and like and what we're focusing on in the future and pivots we're making. Like you definitely can't make broad sweeping, decisions on what you're doing based on what someone else is doing without knowing why they're doing it. Like you just
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you reminded me. So I had someone come to me and they changed the price on their course. They like lowered the price on their course. And I asked them, I was like, why did you do that? And they said, well, because the person that I was coaching with had said that courses at that price point don't sell anymore. And they were lowering their course prices or they were like changing the model. So I did. And it like, I mean, number one, I don't know what the math is, right? When you watch somebody do something, like when you watch somebody lower a price or you find a funnel or course and like, oh, they're selling this at $300 and that works. I'm like, how do you know it works? right? Like you don't have their P&L, you're not seeing their funnel stats. Like you actually don't know if that's working. Just because a big name is making that change, it could actually be hurting their P&L, and they're never going to tell you if it's hurting their P&L. So that's another way that people do this, where it's like, oh, well, I saw them change this or they said this, and so now I'm following suit. But you never actually see the P&L, so you're working with just half, like fraction of the information that the other person has.
Yeah, and conversely, when people start doing things and they say that they're doing great, and then you don't know for sure if they are, and or like if it's just a spin, like there's so much. I think that's the thing with being, and I understand it's not like people are being intentionally like lying or something. It's just there. We don't have to have all the information. Like it's not like this person doesn't need to tell us their P&L in order to, you know what I'm saying? They can say, I decided to close this. They could just like be switching their avatar. Like it doesn't mean that courses are dead. You know, it's like they're just serving a different type of person, or they want to like grow on in a different way or whatever. Like, yeah, it's really detrimental to be this wishy-washy in the wind, because you will get blown a million directions. And so, yes, it's worth talking about. Yes, it's worth discussing. Yes, it's worth figuring out how we're going to pivot or change or what we're going to do. But it's not worth freaking out, making rash decisions, switching your entire business model. Like, just like put down the changes, relax, back up, you know, like,
Sit on your hands.
Yeah, sit on your hands, put your, you know, your mouse in the freezer, whatever you need to do, to just chill out and like, let's like assess the situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Courses are not dead, you guys. So that is the good news. There are things that are dying in the world of AI, but it's more that they're changing. So yes, maybe that's a little bit of semantics, but hopefully that helps. That helps encourage you, and try not to make too much meaning out of the big waves you see out there on the internet. And we will talk to you guys soon.
Hey, gorgeous. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're thinking, okay, but what now? We've got you. So just for listening today, we want to give you a gift. Head over to learngorgeous.com. We're going to grab some free resources, free trainings, this month's specials, and everything you need to keep going. Until next time, make it gorgeous.